Bobby.
Gringos in the house, straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the D. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East 10th Street boys bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Water like that. Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You know who I am by now.
Identify us.
You know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
Hello, good evening, Miami, and welcome to a late night Thursday edition of East 10th Street Boys, straight out of Hialeah. I'm Bobby El Gringo, joined always by my brother Alex the Boy. Yes, we are a little late than later we were supposed to, because we got to talking.
Even by Cuban time, we're late.
We're a little later than we usually are, but that's okay. Plenty to talk about. Shout out to Chef. Pop it in the comments early. Thank you, Chef, the ambassador. Hit that like and subscribe button, share and donate, help the channel grow. I appreciate you, Chef. Thank you. Everyone tuning in. We appreciate you all watching and joining us on this late hour, East 10th Street Boys. Alex, my brother, it's been a little bit. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I've missed you. I know last week we had a little we had to postpone late cancellation. But it's good to be on. And like I was telling you before, you know, I love you when I got Houston and Florida playing for the national championship, but I'm here with my brother.
That's
because
right.
You are my man.
That's right. Boy, that's right. Hey, who are you pulling for, man? Who are you pulling for?
I love Houston, but I'm a Florida man, so I'm going for the Gators to keep it in state. Okay, it's a great back and forth, man.
El Bobby Gringo Americano. That's right, PSG. I like it. John, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us, guys. Appreciate you all hopping in. So much to talk about. Yes, right now the Miami Heat are playing, Florida and Houston. Mike the Hebrew Hammer Brown, I saw a video today on Facebook. He surprised his coworker and they actually flew to Vegas. It was a surprise trip to go watch awesome. Houston and Florida play. Yes, we had a lot of tornado warnings last week. We had, the only damage we actually had was to our basketball hoop that fell because of 80, 70 mile per hour winds. DSG is aware of that because he was watching the wrestling show live as I was reacting to what was going on outside. But, thank God nothing happened. Yeah. We're here. I'm here. Let's talk sports, man. Cap for life joining us this late evening. Appreciate you, Cap. A lot to talk about, Alex. Man, I mean, obviously we're going to talk Dolphins. Heat. Hey, man, the Marlins are I really love what I'm seeing from the Marlins. I'm not going crazy here, but I just love the effort from the young guys, man. Shout out to them. I love seeing the Braves falling all over the place. And all of the above. We're going to talk movies. We saw Wicked. We finished Wicked last night. And I want to talk movie reviews. I want to talk certain movies that we've seen and how we feeling about them. The Commanders did hire Wes Welker. He's with Dan Quinn now. That's the new. I don't know if he's the receivers coach or not. But let's just get into this, man. The Miami Dolphins.
That's right.
Obviously, a lot of change this offseason. We don't know what's going to happen with Tyreek as much as you think we know. He keeps doing his little thing here and there. I seen 2 posts in 2 days. Sorry. Yes, we have to start the show with this question. Alex, did you watch The Bronx Tale?
I'm going to disappoint you. I looked for it, but I did not get to watch it. No.
You full of shit.
I had a lot of things going on these past 2 weeks, man.
Mover could take an hour of his time to put on a movie. That's going to be the thing of this. WTF, what the fuck, Alex? This is going to be the running gag of the show. Did you watch?
It is.
We're going to have to do a special East 10th Street Boys
while I watch
watching
the
Bronx
movie.
Tale.
Yes, let's do that. I'm down for this. And
Yes.
live reactions to the movie. This is awesome.
That's right.
In the form of accountability and respect to our audience.
Okay, that's good for you. You asked me a question, I answered it. Sorry, I read a DM. I'm like, come on, man. But anywho, this is where I disagree. Well, don't ask me the question. I'm not debating. You ask me a question.
You see, that's one thing. Why do people ask the question that they don't want the answers to?
I'm just saying,
like if you're gonna ask a question and you're gonna leave the answer open to whatever flows, why are you gonna be upset when you get a response you don't like? Then don't ask the goddamn question.
What's the point?
Whatever the DM is, I don't know. I just wanted to get there. I just wanted to say
it's all good. But get back to business here, just to get into, because I haven't talked to you about it. The Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
We know Calais Campbell. The Dolphins were waiting to see what was going to happen with him.
Yeah.
He decides he's going to play, just not with Miami. He goes and signs a 1-year deal with the Cardinals where he started. So obviously he's going to play 1 more year and finish.
Yeah.
Absolutely get it. But obviously leaves a big hole for Miami on the defensive line.
Correct.
Terron Armstead, first off, congratulations on an awesome career. Thank you for 3 seasons with the Dolphins. He did the Dolphins a huge favor by not kind of holding them hostage until the very end with what they were going to do. He lowered his base to the bare minimum, and then he finally made that conclusion, like, hey, this is it. So no angst against him at all. He retires. Got basically, now that obviously, is the heir apparent is going to probably be is more likely Patrick Paul, who was drafted in the 2nd round last year. The only reason why this is a question is Patrick Paul ready? Are we comfortable with him moving forward? It's because I see a lot of Dolphin fans still talking about drafting a left tackle with the 13th pick, whether it be Will Campbell or Calvin Banks or a Mambo out of Missouri. I see a lot of that, and that's one of the DMs there was, and it was just asking me about should the Dolphins draft Boston College Ozzie Trapello to replace Austin Jackson at 13 because of health. And I'm like,
it's a reach, but I mean,
it's a reach. It's a major reach. I think the 13 was a mistake. At least I would hope so.
Yeah.
And no, I don't.
I still go BPA no matter what.
Why? First of all, we're worried about left guard.
Yeah.
Why the hell would the Dolphins draft a right tackle when you got a guy there at
because what he means, like, he wants to move Austin Jackson back to left tackle?
No, someone to replace Austin Jackson, because Austin Jackson's not healthy. And so no, again, my answer to that was I don't see that happening. I don't see the Dolphins going after any tackle. I see. Oh crap. Okay. I haven't watched anything of Raw DSG, so if you want to go ahead and put in the comments exactly what's going down, I'd appreciate it, and I thank you that you started that. But the Thursday night edition. It's Monday night edition. I said Thursday, or I just realized it's Monday night. Sorry. It's the days are all mixed up for me. Nobody caught it but me, I guess. But no. I don't know why people keep talking about tackle. If you're going to talk about a tackle, talk about a tackle who could play guard. A guy who could play multiple spots on the offensive line. And again, at that same point, I'm not going at a tackle or guard at 13. There's no way. I mean, for me, I'm not going to hate on it, but there's no way. There's too many premier elite talents
available at 13 for sure
that you could get, and you still get a quality guy at 48. You know what I'm saying? So is Patrick Paul ready? He better be. I think he will be. I liked him coming out of college. He was a raw prospect, but he did really well. Good anchor, great size, 6'7", 3-something. You learned under Terron Armstead. You'll have a little more time to get ready now that he knows he's the starter. I guess I got to give Miami the benefit of the doubt that they picked the right guy, but I do see a lot that I like about him. There are things that I hope he fixes and works on. He's not the perfect prospect, but I'm willing to give him the year. This is the make and break year, and he's the part of that make and break project. So I'm not for drafting a tackle or guard at 13. I know how desperate Miami needs help on the offensive line. I'm not desperate enough to reach for a guard or a tackle to sacrifice an opportunity to go after an elite prospect like a Will Johnson or Nick Amenrari or whomever, whoever may be there that you could throw in there who might be at that pick. I'm not willing to sacrifice a chance at that guy over a tackle and a guard. And that's not saying that that's not a necessity. We do need to still draft, not only get a starting left guard, but draft depth. But if you draft a guy at 13, you draft a tackle when you do have Austin Jackson and Patrick Paul, it's malpractice. If you draft a guard at 13, Tyler Booker, you're reaching. You should either look at Mason Graham, the D tackle, Will Johnson, the corner, Barron, the corner out of Texas, Nick Amenrari, the safety out of South Carolina. I don't give a damn. I'll say Genty out of Boise State. There's all those other guys that should be watched and should be looked at for Miami other than offensive line. You get a guy later. So that's my response. And I there's too many other issues than to worry about, oh my God, Austin Jackson's injury problems. Last year was the year he was out. Other than that, I think he's been pretty reliable. So I don't know why that's even a conversation. But Alex, talk to me about Armstead retiring. How concerned are you with Patrick Paul starting at left tackle next year? Do you think Miami should draft a tackle?
Well, I definitely think Miami should draft a tackle, but not like you just mentioned. I second what you said about drafting a tackle at 13 or a guard at 13. There's absolutely no necessity for that. In regards to the fact that I believe Armstead's going away present or going away gift is the fact that he took Patrick Paul under his wing. And when you see Patrick Paul, I know sizes and everything. A little chat there. But when you see him, he's mammoth, man. He's a behemoth. So if he has the proper technique, the proper work, and we do have, I believe, a great O-line coach, if they're comfortable, you'll see how comfortable they are with him, depending on what position they draft a tackle in or a guard within in the draft. If it's in the first couple, but I do believe in the third, fourth, or fifth, you're definitely going to go tackle or guard because you need your depth. You're looking for some depth, and you're looking for a possible gem, like a diamond in the rough, where you can develop, kind of like with Patrick Paul. I still think that no matter what, even in necessity, they still draft their prospects. They very rarely. I mean, there's no real polished prospect in the third, fourth, or fifth round. I mean, some of them are a little bit ahead of the curve, but I don't believe that it is a necessity to the point where you're going to sacrifice the potential of other playmaking positions and essential positions on the field where you have talent on the board and you just choose to go to the tackle position. Now, I do believe in the development of Paul. I know we haven't seen him on the field for an extended period of time, but the fact that they even mentioned about Austin Jackson being injured, Terron Armstead has been more injury prone, obviously, throughout his tenure here in Miami. So the fact that you're even thinking about replacing Austin Jackson when we have a legit left tackle that just retired, and very thankful for him, like you just mentioned, he did the team a great bit of service in regards to helping them out, communicating, and the fact that once again, even out the door, he thanked the organization, that he was proud to be a member of this organization. A lot of people keep knocking the Dolphins, and everybody has been part of the organization has been happy and comfortable within that organization. And obviously, what you mentioned is the Tyreek Hill situation. And I do believe there's a chance that he might be gone. It would be crazy if it's a draft day deal, but there's a lot of smoke out there. And you've always said this: when there's smoke, there's fire. Yep. And the fact that it keeps coming back up, and and they kind of keep messing around, it might be time, because it might be a locker room fit situation, because you can't deny his talent on the field. But now, is Miami changing? Are they going to go big time possession receiver? Because you already have all the speed you need on your backfield. You have a diverse offensive ability of attack where you can attack teams in multiple ways continuously throughout the game, so you're not one-dimensional. And it might be, could this be you sell on Hill at the highest point? Is someone willing to take on his contract? Is he going to restructure his deal? There's a lot of uncertainty there, but once again, I'm a firm believer in Patrick Paul. We saw the talent, we saw his size, and if Armstead took him under his wing, there's no better tackle to learn from than him. So, like you mentioned, you go with it, but obviously you're still going to go with depth. I don't know. Is there any depth still in free agency available? Any guards or tackles that might be available to Miami or that they might be interested in? Because obviously I haven't followed through on that.
Well, the remaining free agents. Let's take a
Let's
look
go.
at the
Let's
remaining
take a
free
look.
agents. So, first off, Kenna, great to see you. Manzano in the house. Let's see. I don't know, dude. I just don't know how we're talking about Austin Jackson when we have issues at left guard and we have uncertainty at left tackle with a rookie tackle, which again, I think he should start. I think it should be his job to lose. I'm not worried about Austin Jackson. Once he's healthy, he's a better player. He's been better when he did the year before. He had a career year. We're talking about replacing because he couldn't stay healthy last year. And Ozzy Trapello at 13 is, I haven't watched him yet. I've studied him a little bit in regards of, reading up on what other people have said and stuff like this. To a lot of people view him as a third round prospect. So I don't know why we're talking about, but Anthony, if I see in the comments there, you say because he could start right away because he played 20 games at left and 20 games at right. I'm sure Leon Eichenberg has started a lot of games for the Dolphins. It doesn't mean that he should sign with a team and start right away. Just because you start don't mean that you should be overdrafted, right? So tell me what you saw that makes you think he should be taken at 13 or why you think he's good enough that he should come in and replace Austin Jackson. That's where I think. What's up, Sackman in the house? If Dolphins trade Tyreek Hill, they will incur a dead cap of $28.3 million in 2025, which is roughly his current cap number. But that number would drop to 15.9 if the trade does happen after June 1st. Thank you, Cap, for the information. Kenneth says you got to go get that running back from Boise State. He might be okay. That is Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who that is.
What a running back room would be if we have.
Let's take a look. Let's see who's still remaining on free agency. If I start to glitch, it's the website.
A 3 running back formation. That's
Let's see.
Where is he projected to go, Anthony?
So he's projected to go in the 3rd round.
So you could get him.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to get him at 13. You can get him later in the draft.
You can even get him in the 2nd round if you want to.
So offensive tackles, you have, of course, the aging veteran, former Cowboy and now former Jet, Tyron Smith.
Okay.
Former Pro Bowl left tackle. You got Jarek Willis, offensive tackle, former of the Cleveland Browns. He was picked 3 picks ahead he was picked he was picked in the 2020 draft. He was a top 10 pick. But he was benched eventually, but still,
it's a dead space, yeah.
Let's see. If
that's true too. Dalton Risner. Yes, Cap. You see?
Dalton Reisner, which Drew Rosenhaus represents and actually brought up recently. So I'm gonna put this here. I didn't. All right, so Bobby, that's the issue. Just because he's projected there, there's teams in the late 1st round that might draft him. We'll see. But again, you can feel any way you want. I'm not drafting a tackle or guard at 13. I'm not doing it. Dolphins have there's too many great players available in the 13 range to grab. You could get 48, and if he gets picked in round 1. Okay, we have Austin Jackson, a veteran tackle who played a great year the year before he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You got Patrick Paul, you drafted in the 2nd round. You have James Daniels at right guard, possibly, maybe left guard, but right guard. You have center Aaron Brewer, and then you have a hole at left guard. Do you want Eichenberg starting at left guard? I don't think so. So that's at 48 when I'm looking at a possible pick there for that position. That is Gray Zabel. That is Tate Ratledge. That's Dylan Fairchild. I mean, there's other guys available. Cameron Williams. No, he's talking about Ozzy Trapello out of Boston College, Kenna. The tackle. Would you be okay drafting if we trade down to round 6 round pick? Maybe Booker. If we traded down from 16 to 20 and Tyler Booker is still sitting there, then yes, I'd be okay with that.
The only tackle I'll be okay with, maybe
Calvin Banks if he's sitting there, maybe.
Yeah, that's one from Texas, right?
And I'm talking about trading down.
Oh, trading down. Okay.
In a trade down. Again, at 13, I mean, again, I'm not gonna go, oh, it's the end of the world. Why do we do it? But again, I'm saying for me, I'm not doing that at that point. Because then you're passing up on how many times have we as Dolphin fans have sat there and said, man, we took Eichenberg over Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, we took.
Yes, trust me.
Who's the corner we took?
Jamar Fletcher over Drew Brees.
Well, not that, but okay.
You see
who's the other one? Yeah, there's some deep. There's hurt there.
Oh, Eisen. Oh my God, the one that we traded.
Igbenogany. Took Igbenogany over Justin Jefferson. How many times? Or I know I'm missing one. I know somebody could say 1,000 of them, but that's what happens. Good, you draft the best player available. If an Ashton Genty is there, or an Amin-Rari, or a Barron, or a Will Johnson, you go get that guy. You take him. Then you go draft your guard in the second round. Or, hey, Dolphins don't have a D tackle. Now, again, I think this draft is really deep at D tackle. Don't get me wrong. Mason Graham is sitting there at 13. You have to entertain it. I'm not getting Kenneth Grant. I mean, I wouldn't hate him, but I wouldn't worry about Kenneth Grant at that point. I'd wait to see who's in round 2. We just talked about Alfred Collins on the clock on Sunday. So there's plenty of D tackles available that you could get later on. So, Salvanea, I'm butchering his name probably. I love him. He's actually my top rated offensive lineman. I like him a lot. I would jump for joy at 48 for him. You could plug him in at tackle. You could plug him in at guard. He's somebody who could play multiple positions, and I just love his motor. I love everything about him. So I'm down with that. But so I'm not, and I get what you're saying, Anthony. I understand the concern with Jackson. I just think it's not a concern we should really worry about right now. I'm down. That's where depth becomes an issue. Let's not draft a replacement. Jackson is good when he's here. Draft a backup. Go get some guy that you go, man, this guy could come in and play right away. So that way when Jackson, if he goes down, you have someone who could come up and play right away. That's a 3rd or 4th round guy.
Yeah, and you develop it.
That's right. So I don't hate it. I'm not saying I'm against it or anything like that. I don't want you to think that's what I'm doing. What I'm saying is I'm not spending a 13th pick to replace Austin Jackson. No. If we trade Tyreek Hill during the draft, does that mean we possibly get a guy like Matthew Golden or Luther Borden at 13? I don't know. Again, I'm all about PPA. I will say this. I haven't really had a chance to watch Matthew Golden. I've heard a lot about him, and I will watch him eventually. I really will. And so I hate to talk about it if I don't know it. I don't like doing that. I did watch Luther Burden. Forgive me. I like what I saw out of him. He's not a big body receiver. He's not a big guy. He reminds me of, and I'm not saying, he's that guy, but I say his style of play reminds me a lot of Anquan Bolden. Plays big.
Plays bigger than his size.
Plays big. Plays physical. He yards after the catch. Breaks a tackle here and there. I like what I saw to him. So I'm not against going at him if you trade down as a possibility of getting him in the round 1. I liked him a lot when I watched him. So good names there, Anthony. I will have to check out Golden though.
Do you think, Bob, is there a possibility of McMillan or John? Oh my God, what's the tackle from LSU? Is it Will? No, oh my God.
You're talking about Will Campbell. I just talked about him.
You talked about Campbell. Do you think is there a chance that he drops?
Okay, so this is how that happens. So more than likely, Cam Ward's going to be number 1.
Correct.
The Browns.
I think that's a foregone conclusion. Like it's going to be.
Then it becomes the Shedeur Sanders sweepstakes. Where does he go?
Browns go Hunter. Browns go Hunter. Or Sanders.
The Browns could easily. The Browns just admitted that Watson was a mistake, so they could turn around and take Shedeur Sanders. Actually, the owner of the Browns and the GM were talking to Deion Sanders at the pro day, so they could turn around and take Shedeur. So there goes 1 and 2 quarterbacks.
Okay.
Jackson Dart. Media is pushing. The media keeps talking about it that he's going to get drafted. He's rising up boards, right? So what if he's taken in the top 10? Here's the more intriguing prospect. A guy I like a lot that actually said I would not hate Miami taking him in round 2, and that's the quarterback out of Alabama. Not Joe Milton. Oh my goodness.
Milrose.
Jalen Milroe. Thank you. Jalen Milroe. He just got invited to New York to the draft. He's going to be in the green room.
So there's a promise.
So there must be some legitimate juice that this guy's going to go in round 1, and more than likely the top 10. So if
Pittsburgh picks what at 20, 21?
Pittsburgh, you got, and who knows in the top 10? The Saints may get
a
quarterback.
Yeah.
So if let's say 3 to 4 quarterbacks get taken in round 1 in the top 10, now you got Will Johnson, Will Campbell, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Tate McMillan. You got all these guys in that top 10 range. Yeah. So that comes into play where Miami goes, okay, do we stay at 13 and let the best guy to fall to us? Or now do we go in and trade up? Now you trade up the top 10, you grab a guy that possibly Abdul Carter, the edge rusher out of Penn State, is a monster.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping on Travis Hunter. If he falls,
you think he falls be like under the Giants? Like, I don't think he goes past 3.
Crazier things have happened. I never think somebody's gonna fall. I hate when people say there's no way he's gonna be there, bro. And then they're there.
Yeah, anything.
It happens every year. All but what I'm saying is,
and you shift the whole draft.
Exactly, and then it becomes a question. Scotty. Oh, look, Scotty's awesome, man. I was just thinking about Scotty Scotty needs to jump in this conversation. There he is.
Yeah.
Scotty tunes into everything, and it's like when he hears draft, there's something that goes, FTSN
goes off. Yeah.
It's just awesome. Scotty, good evening, sir. So Anthony says, Bobby, hypothetically, if both McMillan, Carter, and Graham are there, who do you choose?
Oh, I go McMillan.
So
I go McMillan, especially if we move Tyreek.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Very quick. So if we draft Carter, Abdul Carter or Graham, let's talk about those 2 positions very quick. Defensive tackle.
Okay.
We know Calais Campbell just retired.
Correct.
Okay. You need somebody to plug and play, to come in and play with Zach Sealer. Graham is a phenomenal pick. I got a 1st-round grade on him. I like what I saw from him. Again, though, the draft is deep at D tackle. Correct. You could say, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not saying you should not. I'm not hating on it. It's not a reach because it's a good pick. But what I'm saying is that you don't need to make that pick because there's so many other options, good options, further down the draft. Abdul Carter. This guy could be picked in round and pick 1, 2. You're talking about Travis Hunter. Abdul Carter could be picked with the first pick. He could go round 2. He could go pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he's sitting there at 13, you go, but Bobby, wait a second. We have Chop Robinson. We have Jalen Phillips. We've got Bradley Chubb. Okay. Jalen Phillips is coming off. We're talking about Austin Jackson. I love Jalen Phillips, but he's coming off 2 major season-ending injuries. He's going into a contract year. Bradley Chubb just restructured his deal. He probably has 1 year left. If Abdul Carter is sitting there somehow, some way at 13, you have to strongly consider taking him. 100,000%. You draft BPA, you draft talent, you draft for the future at that point. That's a smart business decision if you're the Miami Dolphins. McMillan. Love his size. Love his tape. I love his film. Everything about him. You trade Tyreek Hill, you got to think about maybe using your pick on someone like that. I will say, though, the receiver we signed Westbrook, Nick Westbrook, Akini, from the Titans, 6'3", 9 touchdowns last year. Talk about size. We got a good one right there. So that's a great conversation. That's a great debate. I'd probably be hard pressed to pass on Abdul Carter. That's just me. Travis Hunter, if the Dolphins traded up to get Travis Hunter, hypothetically, Bobby, do you draft him as a corner or a receiver? We need a corner. The Dolphins need a corner desperately. I think you use him in some gadget gadget plays as a receiver, but majority of the time he plays on defense. Scotty says Hunter and Carter are the two best players in this draft. Either one of those two are over everyone else if somehow one is available. That's a great answer. That's an easy answer, Alex. We're talking about McMillan. That's kind of what I said about that thing. I would be very hard pressed to pass. And I'm telling you, Alex, Abdul Carter is a special prospect. And guess what? You reunite him with Chop Robinson.
Robinson.
So if Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter is sitting there at 13, and we're talking about BPA, there's no question. You got to go one of those two guys. Kenneth says the crazy thing is we're all trying to predict Miami taking the smart decision, and we always forget. Yeah, I know. It'll be interesting to see. Simon, 100%. But Alex, I'll let you say. You brought up McMillan though. Like thinking about what I just said, where would you stand? Like if you're looking at all three of those guys, if you're going McMillan, why you're going McMillan at that point?
Well, there is the reason I thought about McMillan. Obviously, is all contingent on Tyreek Hill. Long term, you would like to pair someone that size that moves basically like a slot receiver, because he does have that lateral quickness, the quick in and out of routes, and that's your future. That's probably your wide receiver one of the future, and it might be best player available. But Scotty makes, and you make an actual very decent point in regards to them, Hunter and Carter being both the two best players in the draft. I know there's some concern with Carter's injuries, his foot injuries. There's obviously us with having Jalen Phillips. We understand how lower extremity injuries can affect, especially that position, because out of everyone, aside from wide receivers, you are always on the go. That's your Achilles every single time. But I think it'll be situational. I want to see what happens with Tyreek. If Tyreek is moved and there's a situation where they even have, like you mentioned, move up one or two spots, if that is someone that they're targeting, kind of like this comes to me like the Heat mentality. I'm not saying that it's the Heat because the Heat don't move up in the draft. I don't think they've ever traded up in the draft. They've traded back into the first round or bought a pick, but they've never packaged players to move up. But it might be a situation that if that's who they're targeting, they'll go get their guy. But it might be beneficial just to play the draft, see how it falls to you, and whatever's available there. Hopefully, like you mentioned, I do believe there's going to be a trade up. There's always someone that trades into the top 5 or top 6 that surprises a few people. It could be Chicago. It could be if Pittsburgh identifies somebody that they actually want to. There's always that curveball that comes at you, and then that shakes the whole draft. And what I see, even with, for example, Sanders, does he go into one of these falls like Aaron Rodgers? Because in the Aaron Rodgers draft, Aaron Rodgers could have gone from 1, and he was for sure a top 10 quarterback. And obviously, in hindsight, we know he should have been the first overall pick. So is this something that's going to happen with Sanders, that he slides all the way? And I know, for example, if he's there at 13, now the talks in Miami, I want to throw that back at you. What happens if he slides, right? And Sanders is available at 13. What do you do?
So at that point, though, you got to answer some phone calls because somebody's going to be calling you.
Someone's going to be calling you.
I will say I've sweetened a little bit on Shedeur in regards of how I feel about him as a prospect.
Yeah.
I had a 3rd round grade on him. Let me see where I'm at on him right now after watching, because I did update his grade, because he had a very good pro day. Shout out to him. He's impressed a lot of teams. see, Jalen Milroe had an early second round grade, and that was early on after I watched him. And now you're talking about possibly top 10 in the first round, maybe to the
That's
Saints.
crazy,
or something.
yeah.
Well, it's crazy that this, and I just it makes me feel good because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But anyway, though, so okay, I think I have a second round grade on him now. So he's jumped around for me. So
Sanders?
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders. And that doesn't mean
No, for sure.
Let me just say that. So
I don't think he gets out of the first round.
No, but that's not the point of that, right? So you're not always gonna have when you're doing this, Alex. The one thing I've realized, and with Josh Wingate coached, who are awesome, and they've done this, and I've learned a lot from them. But doing this, you could put on the film, right? And you get this sheet, and you're like, for instance, the quarterback sheet. You're watching them play by play, and I'm gonna open up right now, and like, for instance, quickness, agility, balance, flexibility. You have an athleticism grade, competitiveness grade, intelligence, position skills. And for that, it's release and delivery, arm strength, footwork, poison pocket, short accuracy, mid accuracy, deep accuracy, big playability, reading the blitz, reading the defense, instincts. There's different grades, right? So you're watching this, and you're going like, you're watching this and you're going, okay, you're watching film and you're watching every play, and they show you the film shows the same play twice, one from the actual game and then one over the quarterback. So you get to see both points of view. And you're watching different things. And you say, okay, wait, the pocket broke down. You see, he gets nervous. He probably forces a pass. That's when you go, okay, decision making 6. If it's really bad, 5.5, 7.5, whatever. It's really great, 7, right? So, and then at the end, that's when you go bam, 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 bam.
You have an overall grade.
And then you look, okay, 6.50. And then that's when you plug it in, and then the grade falls into place, and that's where it is. That doesn't mean, he's going to go in the second round. That just means like, hey, for me, I have a second round grade on him. So it has nothing to do for me. There's no hate on Shedeur Sanders. It has nothing to do with who his dad is. For me, it has everything to do with what I've seen on film, and I think he will go in round 1. I think he's a very accurate quarterback. Yes, he is athletic. He could make some plays. He doesn't have I don't see the same poise though that he has, that Cam Ward has. Cam Ward's my number 1 quarterback. But Shedeur. But if Shedeur is sitting there at 13, I will tell you, because you're thinking, what happens at that point? Well, again, if you're asking, should Miami think about it? Let me tell you why I think they will think about it. Miami has met with multiple quarterbacks during this draft process. Okay, they've met with Jalen Milroe, who is now more likely on round 1, and now he's booking a flight to go to the draft to be in the green room. Okay, they've met with Quinn Ewers out of Texas. They had dinner with him the other night. He's a 3rd round prospect. They've met with Tyler Shaw. They went to his pro day. That's the Louisville quarterback. They met with a few of them. The Curtis Work. So Miami's shown interest in quarterbacks this draft. So do I think they could possibly realistically come out with a quarterback in here? I absolutely think they will. Or I think they possibly will. So yeah, I think it will become we're sitting there at 13 and Shedeur's sitting there. I think we're all going to be. You will be there. I will be there. Josh and Coach, and we're going to be like, holy crap.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Because Miami fans, as much as they're like, it's 2-2, they're going to go, wait a second.
Wait.
So it will be interesting. But I'm Scotty. I'm with you, man. In regards of like, if we have to make a replacement pick because of the picks we may have, this year's kind of like a reset year, not rebuild. This is like, hey, we're going to make a final charge here. And then maybe get a guy. If you get Ewers in the 4th round, 3rd round, whatever, you could still take a quarterback in round 1 next year, possibly. Talking about the draft. Oh, let me just read. I'm sorry. Scotty says, I don't have any 1st round graded QBs in this draft, but believe 4 will be drafted in the 1st. Fair enough. You see, that's the difference. You could be like, man, I don't have a 1st round grade on all these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? You're not saying they're going round 1? No, I didn't say that.
Of course.
Because my grades are different from someone else's, But let me see here. Tyler Shaw gives me Skylar Thompson vibes. Not really a fan. Fair enough, Scotty. Talking about the draft, I talked about this on Sunday morning with Josh Wingate. As this will be our third year as a network covering the NFL draft, pro football draft. You know how it is, guys. You know, of course, we got Coach, we have Josh. Thursday night, we usually have East Entry boys. Of course, we weren't able to do it this last week because of the storms, but it'll still be East Entry boys, but just on during a draft show. So the NFL draft show, round one, you know, as you're watching the NFL draft, you get your popcorn, your beer, your Coke, whatever. Did you freeze?
No, I'm right here. I'm reading something.
You're giving me like a serious look. Do we have beef? I mean, what the hell? Did anybody else catch that?
About the Heat game.
Like, I told you about this before the show. I said this is what we were doing. I swear to God, Alex, it looked like you were just doing like you volunteering me for something. I was like,
reading something. I was reading
which
something.
I will say, Alex, like myself, has the ability. I have the ability to volunteer him for something.
Absolutely.
We're brothers.
Absolutely.
He'll do the same shit to me. He's done it before. You know, we've gone like, oh yeah, Alex, yeah, we're gonna do that, right? Oh, I guess I got to.
I guess we're gonna do that. You know, there goes the plan.
But so Thursday night we start round one. We'll be here live with all of you watching the draft, reacting to every pick, especially Miami's pick. Let me plug this. Let me put this video here for a second. Coverage of FTSN starting Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live for the entirety of round one, the entirety of round 2s and 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7 on Saturday. All of the FTSN talent more than likely will be involved. So join us as you're watching the draft. Tune in. Alex will be with me on Thursday with the guys. Friday, it more than likely be Stager, Russ Morgan, Josh Wingate, and Coach, myself. Saturday, we'll try to get the whole roster on here and maybe some special guests, you know, in regards of other content creators and some of you as well, because I'd love to get your guys' opinions on the draft as it's going down. Will, what's up, my boy? Great to see you, my man. Will is watching. So I will say, I just said special guest. So hopefully Will Patron is free where he could join us on one of those episodes. Hopefully maybe day 3 or day two, come on and talk about the Dolphins pick. I know he got some draft shows going on this week on his channel. So very cool, guys. If you haven't yet, go check out 305 Sports Now on YouTube.
He's awesome.
Man. He's a great dude. Great dude. That's the first thing. But awesome content creator. So hit that like and subscribe button. Go check him out. Go watch his content. Bobby, I'm not saying you're hating on Sanders. I'm saying I get it. I get you, brother. It's all good, Manzano. But let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Miami Heat. They won. They beat the 76ers. I think did Tyler Hero play? Did he play? I know he was questionable.
Bam didn't play.
Bam didn't play.
Yeah.
So, but Khalil Ware still looking really good. I saw you. I don't know where you finished, but I know you had 15 points.
19 and 16.
19 points. 19 and 16?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I don't care how this makes me look. I really don't, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But Kane's spring game. What's going on with the are you covering that game? You covered fights the other night, my man. I love that, dude. He covered some fights the other night.
Diverse sports coverage, man.
Hey.
Multi-talent right there, man.
Just 2 peas in a pod, bro. But no, so the Heat, first off, an impressive win against the Celtics the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. The Heat have been on a roll. They did lose the game before, but they win tonight. They have secured a spot in the play-in.
Correct.
So that's the draft pick is gone, right? At that point now.
No. The draft.
I mean, the Heat's pick is not. Yeah, the Heat's pick is gone, isn't it?
The Heat's pick, if they don't, if they do not make the playoffs, if they're not the final 8, I believe they still have their pick this year.
Oh,
because it still goes into a lottery. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong in this, but just because you qualify for the play-in doesn't automatically you still have to make the final 8.
Okay.
So I believe that's the situation if they make the playoffs.
But they have the Warriors pick. That's all that matters. We still have a first round pick.
Yeah. And
that's cool.
Hear what you kind of want. You know, the Warriors are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. They're going to be in the top. I believe they're going to be in the top 8
top
for
4.
sure. But now
top 4?
They have a possibility to be from 3 to 8, depending on these 2 games end.
Yeah.
So obviously you want them. You know, obviously
you want them lower
to win. You want it as low as possible. But let's see how it finishes it up.
So it's just let me ask you, man. So playing, you know, you've seen what you've seen. I know you do give a different perspective though, because you do give, you know, you do have the fan hope. You know, we're like, hey, man, this is how I could tell you why it's going to work.
Correct.
So I'm going to challenge you, okay? Because all jokes aside, you know your shit when it comes to basketball, what you see on the court and all that whatnot. So I'm going to challenge you, though. I'm going to tell you why you think it's going to work. Tell us why you think it's going to work. Why do you believe Miami has a shot in the play-in to make the playoffs and then make a run in the playoffs possibly? And or where you're like, this is why they won't. So if you could give both perspectives, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, well, I will give you the perspective of not a logical fan per se, but the fact that they really got nothing to lose. So this team this season, the way it's progressing, they really have nothing to lose. And the most dangerous team in any play-in situation or any first-round matchup is the team that has nothing to lose. So if they get in, they'll probably be 8th seed, and now you're going against Cleveland. We match up pretty well against Cleveland with size. And once again, you got young guys that believe in themselves that are relatively healthy. You got David Mitchell in the point of attack. You got Pelle Larsson, which has stepped up and taken a rotational space where you cannot not play him anymore. Like Pelle Larsson looks like he was carved out to be a Miami Heat player. You got Where's Ascension. Now you got Bam and Hero, where honestly, before I'm going to preface this with, is to me as an NBA as a basketball mind, it was extremely frustrating, but yet I understood the process. Once they traded Jimmy, the struggles that they went through to close out games where realistically, this team is a top 5 team in the East right now. If they close out those games, if they win those games, I know it's a lot of what ifs, and I'm not making excuses. But you saw the talent that this team has. Like, that's not a fluke. Even the games that we've lost against Memphis, I forgot who was the team that we lost to after Memphis, because we were on a 2-game losing streak. I forgot the other team right now. But those are close games. So those are situations where out of those 10 losing streaks, we could have won easily 4 or 5 of them for sure. Now you're talking about a 5th seed. You're talking about a 6th seed. So the talent is there. Now, can we make damage in the playoffs? Absolutely. Absolutely. There is no team that wants to face us in a 7-game series. I still say that. Not the fact because we might not win. It might be a 6-game series, but the physicality level, what we turn on when it comes to playoff time, especially the Miami Heat of the last 3 to 4 years, we've always had some pressure in. I know we've been a play-in team, so you technically don't have anything to lose because you've been an 8th seed, but there's still some pressure there because of Jimmy, because it's a win now mode. Can Bam step up? You know, is Hero going to be healthy enough? Now kind of all those narratives have settled down. Your number one concern is, can you get Wiggs? If you get Andrew Wiggins healthy, and he's had some lingering issues, like 2 lingering issues there, hamstring issues, and for people that don't understand, it's very difficult to play through hamstring issues. So no, he's not trying to sit it out. He wants to play. But you kind of have until Nico came back, and I realistically don't expect Nico back this year. I think Nico should sit out the rest of the year because they kind of have a nice little thing going with Slow-Mo and Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell, Duncan off the bench, sometimes Hyman with some spot-up minutes. But they're comfortable with their rotation. They got size in their rotation, and they got functionality. And they're trusting each other. So realistically, yeah, they can do some damage, but I don't believe they get out of the first round no matter the matchup, because I understand we beat the Celtics in an isolated game. We might see some struggles of a young team in a series. So you're going to win 1 or 2 games for sure. But, you know, it still has the vibes of, I want to say, like the 03-04 Heat, where they were young. They made it past the first round because they took the Hornets to 7, and then we lost to the Pacers in 6. And that was obviously Wade's coming out party. This team is young, it's still not there. I know Bam and Hero are kind of comfortable in their roles, and you kind of see where it's heading towards the offseason. The one plus about this is that no matter what, the Miami Heat right now have positioned themselves to feel to the rest of the league that they're one player away. Whether you go with youth, whether you continue to build the youth, or you make some moves, there's going to be some players that are going to become available. Sabonis is a name to watch. DeRozan is a name to watch. I'm not saying they're going to go with DeRozan. DeRozan is kind of like a better offensive version of Jimmy because he's not that well defensively, but he's in the older range. So you're going to look Miami to make, obviously they're going to make a run at Durant, even though Houston has the better situation because they own Phoenix's picks. But I believe it's a one-round exit, and that's my being positive and me being a logical fan, analyzing the game. They could do some damage. No teams wants to face them, but they don't get past the first round in these playoffs. I will be surprised if we make it to the playoffs and we get out of the first round, because either way, we match up, but they're very difficult matchups. Cavaliers are a well-oiled machine. The Celtics have length throughout. They can length. They can shoot. Like, I understand we beat them dominantly, but that's one day, one game within the year. So in a 7-game series is going to be very difficult to shoot. During that stretch, Miami was shooting at 50%, 60% at times from 3. That's very difficult to sustain in a 7-game series. When in the playoffs, all the games slow down, especially in the fourth quarter.
There you go. There you go. It's a dose of reality right there from Alex. You know?
Boom.
There you go. Who knew? Who knew he'd actually go there? He did, though.
People always think I'm just a fanboy with Heat, but I'm a logical person when it comes to these things, man. I see
you get challenged. I think
it.
when you're challenged to it, you're like, all right, you want to bet? You want to see the real meat?
Oh,
break some hearts.
Oh, let's get going. Knowledge.
You know, as we get up on the hour here on this late night edition of East 10th Street Boys, so I get real sorry,
deep. And you turn off the mic.
Deep throat.
Sorry. Why you got the mic on? Like, I've been smoking for 40 years.
I'm Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is.
We gotta. What's up, Russ?
Russ, what's up?
I love Russ, man. Amazing.
Russ is awesome, dude. Russ is awesome. You know, a baseball season.
Oh my God, what? That's the score?
48-47.
Holy shit! Hold on, let me.
How much time is left?
That's what I want to see, man.
I want to see how much time is left because I'm going to hold Alex until the very end. Stop being romantic, dude.
48-47. Houston's up with like 7 minutes left, and I know,
wow.
Obviously, championship game and all that. But did you get to see the Duke and Houston game, Bobby?
No, I didn't.
Wow, man, that ending, it's insane.
I heard it was great.
Like,
I heard it was great.
There was no way Duke should have lost that game. There was no way in hell
there was a foul, wasn't there?
Yeah, but it was insane. It was funny when you see the video recap, the probability of like, oh, Duke probability of winning was like at 95% with 30 seconds left. 95%. And they hit a 3, they committed a foul.
I should have made a bet. Damn it.
You should.
Damn it. Always go for the underdogs. One field goal in the last 11 minutes. Man. Wow.
Yeah.
But
Duke was held to a field goal in the last 11 minutes. It was insane.
That's sick.
Houston locked down. Kelvin Sampson is an amazing coach.
He is. But hey, very quick, just because Russ popped in here, and want to say though, shout out to the Marlins. They're, I've been impressed so far with their start. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm, fool's gold or nothing like that here, but I'm liking what I see, Alex, from them. I've been enjoying it. Baseball's been fun so far this season.
Yes.
I was watching the Phillies game against the Dodgers the other day. That was a fun game. Yeah. Russ is killing it. He's doing 2 shows now on FTSN. On Deck Baseball, Wednesdays and Sundays. Every Sunday, every Wednesday, every other Sunday, sometimes every Sunday, depending on what's going on. And Russ, I'll just tell you, I'm sorry I haven't got back to you. I meant to text you. You did great on Sunday. You did great. I don't think you were bad, bro. I know Russ was like, my first sense, you did good, bro. Yeah, he is. Sandy's going on paternity leave.
Maturity. I love the way he put maturity.
Maturity.
Yeah, Sandy was supposed to start yesterday against Atlanta.
He was, but it rained out anyway.
Yeah,
it rained out. So
we went to the season with the series closer, the series finale against Pittsburgh when we did one of the walkouts. We went to the game. The thing that's the amazing part. Believe it or not, for a sporting event, the Marlins ticket is still your best bet. I was able to sit 7 rows, Bobby, from the field, and I paid $15 per ticket.
That's crazy, man.
And we had a great time. It's a great time. It really
I was
is.
just talking about that. The Marlins, as a team, in regards of how they are with their fans, the different fan days and stuff like that, but also the ticket prices. I mean, it's the best bang for your buck. Yeah, it's the best bang for your buck. And I know Russ has said though, when I go back down there, he'll make the trip down, and
we gotta go to Marlins game.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Russ is cool, man. Russ is a good dude, and you guys love baseball. Go watch On Deck, man. Support Russ's show. He great insight. Dude is awesome. But anywho, let me talk quickly about TV movies. Okay. There's so much good stuff right now on TV. Yeah, fighting the traffic. No, you can't beat that. Cheap viewers on Steam. Oh, would you shut up? We are not interested. Some bootleg person. But I'm going to tell you all something. I was not really like eager to see this movie. My wife is a huge musical theater fan. You know, she, in regards of theater, Broadway. There was a time where she was like on this kick, listening to every, musical and all that. I was not interested in this movie, but it's on Peacock. And finally, I was like, you know what? Let's watch it. And we did as a family. We all got in bed and watched it. We had to actually take a break and watch it the next day because it's a 2.5-hour movie. And, of course, Ellie she was so excited to be laying down watching a movie with all of us. We were like, family, she was all happy about that. And, but we watched Wicked. And I was kind of like, all right. And so let's watch Wicked. And I did. And Audrey was happy. And Tristan wanted to watch Twister 2. We're like, no, dude, we're going to watch it. We watched Twister. He watched Twister the other day.
Just open your window, take a look outside.
Yeah.
Twister 3 and 4 and 5.
It's all there, bro. On call, Aunt Becky dropping F-bombs. Oh. But tune in to Wicked, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was really good. I'm gonna tell you, it was really good. First off, I grew up watching Wizard of Oz, and I remember that story. And of course, you start watching the movie and tells the backstory of how the Wicked Witch became the Wicked Witch. And there you go. That's right. She's been singing that song since I met her. Defying Gravity. She's singing the song in the comic. That's what she's doing. But I will say that scene there, when it goes like the culmination of the end of part 1. They sing that song, and of course, Roy Tati perked up. Oh, here it is, and it's like a sad scene there. But anyway, Jeff Goldblum, Alphaba, the one who plays Alphaba, which is the Green Witch, Glinda, the White Witch. Full House, Becky. Okay, it was a great movie. I would, if you guys, if you like the Wizard of Oz growing up, or you just want to see a fun movie and kind of like. Just like something to kick the, and I really enjoyed it. And I appreciate the airplane flying overhead as I'm talking about this.
I got you.
It's so freaking typical.
I swear I didn't even mute it because F you, man. You gotta push through it. That's right. Just talk through it. Talk through it, man.
Whatever. No, the visuals. I think Alex knows this about me. Obviously, obviously I don't talk about this a lot. Obviously, my wife knows. But I love writing. I love, there's a story I've been writing since I was a freaking 13. I don't know how old I was when I started that, Alex. And Alex I just thought about that the other day. The drawing I did for you and your dad.
Yeah, I have the drawing.
And my story, this world I created, and I'm still there's times like it's one of those things, Alex. Like when you do it, and then all of a sudden you kind of like you go on about your life, you do other things, and all of a sudden one day I'm just chilling out, and this hits me. And so I'll go back and I start writing on the computer and I go, oh my God, because I have to make it make sense. And it's great. Mm-hmm. But the visuals of this movie the castles and the different creatures. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, it's amazing. And it was cool for the kids. They loved it. And I highly recommend the movie. I really do. I think that girl who played Alphaba should have. I don't know. I can't speak of that because I didn't see the other movie, so I don't think that's fair. But she should be. To me, I would have gave her the Academy Award. I thought she was amazing. She made me fall in love with that character. Like I was rooting for her the whole time. And eventually you find out, and then, you know, obviously she becomes the Wicked Witch. So, you know, it's just crazy to see how that's going to play out. But anyway, obviously Alex was very interested in that story, and he's a prick. And, you know, I know why his wife calls him a prick. So we're all good. Team Jimmy all the way.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. I was actually looking up Wicked. I was not looking up Wicked. It's following the score for Houston. But I love you, bro. But I love you.
Fuck off, bro.
Cool story, man.
Another show. I'll tell this. I want to say this.
Yeah.
Another show. It's only one episode. It's a pilot.
Okay.
It started coming up in my recommendations.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, all right, you know, whatever. But I started actually watching this. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think you're gonna laugh if you see it, at least the trailer. But I'm gonna tell you. Are you familiar with? There's different types of these shows, but Parks and Rec, The Office,
of course,
Abbott Elementary, any of those kind of mock it. It's that meets the Bible. Okay. They did a 30-minute pilot episode. It's called Promised Land. And at first I was kind of seeing it, and at first I didn't know what I was watching. It showed this Egyptian coming out of the ocean, and he walks up on this beach, and all of a sudden it shows him talking, and he's wearing this whole thing. I know. We'll talk about that. But he comes out. He has the not the turban, but he has the thing over his head. Yeah. And he goes, I was chasing the Israelites with my Egyptian brothers, and all of a sudden the waves crashed in and they got swept away. And so I'm here, and you see him stealing clothes of the guy in the one of the Israelites. He steals clothes, and he's in the tribe, you know, with Moses and everything. Okay. And you see this other guy pops up, and he's like, he says he's the real leader of the Israelites, even though it's Moses. And he goes, I know everybody. Like they're like my family. I know them like the back of my hand, except for that one guy. He points at the Egyptian. I don't know who he is. And you see this guy, he gets the thing, he goes, so I finally watched the whole episode today.
That's a cool spin. That's a cool little spin.
It's a very cool spin.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is interesting. Moses is hilarious because he's like, it shows him, you know, he has to hold up the staff.
Yeah.
And, you know, God told him, hold the staff up.
Yeah.
Or your people will die. So the whole war, the battle,
and by the way, I can't wait for ultra Christians to come out and be like, this is blasphemous. Who's going to watch this show? This never should be on TV. I can't wait for it. I know
they're going at the Chosen pretty well. But he's holding up the staff, and all you can hear is the war on the side, you know. And, you know, he's holding it like, we're winning. But he's like, oh, you know, it's hurting his head. So he puts it down, and you go, oh my God, we're dying. They're killing us. And the guy's like, Moses, you got to hold up the staff. He's like, it's just too hard. So they're helping him, you know. And also he goes, I can't do it. Then they go, oh, they're when he goes, they're retreating. Here in the side. Also he goes, oh, and they go, they're coming back. You know, it's like what the heck? And then with Moses, he's listening to everybody talk to him. You know, everybody. There's a huge line of people, and they're complaining about their lives to Moses. And the guy's telling, oh, my son, he's 13. He won't go get a job. He won't do this. And Moses is like, and then he looks at the camera. So then it shows him off, kind of goes,
he looks at the camera, so it's legit, just like the Office.
It's exactly like that. I want to send you the clip. And he goes, and it's on YouTube. The Promised Land, 30 minutes. They just did. They're working on the whole season, so I'm going to watch it because I laughed at lunch.
For sure.
So because I like it. It's just nothing bad about it.
Just that description you gave. The fact that just you telling me that it looks at the camera while it's him. I love.
A lot of times he'll go like this. He's like, here you go. You know, it's like his when he goes, he's listening to people. All of a sudden, it shows him he's talking. He goes, you know, I sit here all day listening to all their complaints. Oh, Moses, I need this. Oh, Moses, I want that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. How about, hey, Moses?
Thank you
for getting me out of Egypt. I appreciate that. Thank you for saving us. How about that? That'd be nice. You know, like this is, you know, you have Moses' brother. Moses. It's a very interesting concept. I think, like you brought up, you got, a lot of people that Christians like, I don't. But like to me, this and I'm not going on a spiel here or anything like that about Bible.
Moses come out with an actual tablet, and it's like, oh my God, you see?
But that's what he's doing now. He's going to Mount Sinai. He has to get the commandments. He just said, God told me I need to go there. But anyway, it's if you guys have a chance, go on YouTube, look up the Promised Land, and just watch it. And I promise, I more whether you are hardcore or a Christian, right? Whatever you are, and you're going to enjoy it. And I think what it does, it brings people that might not be interested in that type of content, to watch that content and appreciate it. And I think that's awesome.
And usually everything historical, you should be able to see it from different point of views, from even comedy, tragedy. Like there's something funny in everything, and there's something tragic in everything, and there's something historical in everything. We've just been told consistently how we need to react to something. And that's the part that the arts should be liberated. I got it right here. From.
I'm going to send it to you, Alex, on your phone.
Send it to me.
It's the pilot episode, 33 minutes. It is. Perfect. I'm telling you, dude, it is.
I will actually watch that the moment I leave tonight. It's not going to be like.
It's funny,
it's
dude.
That's going to be number 1 on my queue right now. And then number 2 is a Bronx Tale. I got it right there.
Far number 2.
Far number 2.
Like in 3 years from now, he'll watch my.
When everything fails, when I am done with everything, with all the chores, when I got nothing to do in my house.
The end of the world, as the world is crashing down.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I got to watch it.
I had to do this before I go. Happy Face Killer is another one on Paramount Plus. That is with Dennis Quaid, and it's based off a true story. He's a serial killer, and he killed a bunch of women, and his daughter's grown up now. She was a kid when she got arrested, and her dad, he tries to contact her. She wants nothing to do with him. So he admits or says that actually it's not 8 people, it's 9 people I've killed. So now he said, the only person I'm going to talk to is my daughter. And she works for a doctor, like Dr. Phil. She works for like that type of guy. So he called them and he said, I'm not talking to you. I'm going to talk to my daughter. So that's how he gets back to talking with her. Gotcha. She goes on this mission to try to find who exactly, because this guy's on death. There's a guy on death row that's going to die for this murder.
Wow.
So it's a very interesting show. I don't want to say I'm not too interested. I was watching it. It's the Killer Bee show, not the Killer Bee, the Yellow Jackets. That's the one where I'm walking in and out of. That's another show on Paramount. Bunch of crazy ass chicks. Like they crash an airplane, they become lovers, and now they're all murdering each other, and it's a whole. That's
a big.
It's a mind. Mine
is a what?
Mine.
I can't seem to. Oh, you seem to be going in and out. Is it your service, internet service, your provider?
It's a fuck. I mean,
what?
I got you.
I'll put mine.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Mom is tuning in at this late hour.
Tammy.
She's watching Yellow. That's what she said. She's watching Yellow Jackets. Is that what you're saying, Ma? You're watching Yellow Jackets?
Are you calling us stupid?
Was better in the beginning. Yeah, she's saying it's stupid, but she's watching it too. Was better in the beginning. I think that's what Mom said.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
But
what?
It started off so well, and now it's
What can you do? Okay, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Just get to the end. Hi, Mom. Mom's watching.
Hi, Tammy. Amazing.
Tati's laughing. It's gone downhill.
Come on.
I haven't eaten anything. It's late.
My back,
my hip.
My back. I'm trying, honey. I'm trying. Which, by the way, I got to give it to Chad Johnson. I know you heard the interview with him when he just and I ran out of pee-pee. You had to hear that with Stephen A. Smith? You haven't heard that?
Yes, I did see that clip. Yes.
I love him. He's so genuine with that thing. And it's so funny because I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to it. And it's just awesome when a superstar athlete says something just like that and you're like, aha. There you go.
And on a pee-pee. Did you ever see the one where he picks on Shannon Sharp about the video?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, I was dying. He was going at him.
I love him.
Yeah, I will just say Yellow Jackets. I get it, but I was kind of like, it's like they all want to murder each other now, and it's like, and the main one there's this one chick You know, she was an ass when she was young, and she's an ass right now, and she's always trying to kill. But I just want to see a movie where they all fall off the hill. You know, and it's like, oh, ending, it's over now. But but you know. What other show? Mom says watch The Pit. Is that Brad Pitt or the Armpit? What pit are we talking about, Mom?
Oh, we're on season 3 of Reacher. Amazing.
I started watching Reacher. I think I'm 3 episodes in. I did start. Yeah, about 3 episodes in. He's hunting down people who are killing his team. That's where I am on this season 1.
Oh, okay.
But I'm watching Beyond. No, is it Beyond the Ring? No, it's not. Dark Side of the Ring.
You're in season 2.
No, season 1.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Because the season 1 he's going after people that killed his brother, and part of the city and all that. Season 2 is the people that started killing his team.
They threw him off the airplane.
That's season 2.
Oh shit! Well, that's stupid. Why didn't you start it there? I didn't start.
No, you got to go to season 1, man.
Oh man, I don't want to watch it no more. I'm done. Screw it. I'm done. Plane crashes. They turn to cannibalism to survive.
But take it way too far. Yeah, that's
they turn to other things too. But you know, we won't do that.
Of course.
You know, gotta chill.
Yeah.
But no, I get it. It's all
gotta chill.
But anyway though, well, so, how far do we go until the game's over? Because I just want to keep talking until the game's over.
Oh, you want to keep talking? You want to be an asshole? That's what we're doing now. Oh my God, it's actually 62-62 with 2 minutes left.
Okay, so
hell of a game.
About a minute and 50 seconds.
This is one of the things that tomorrow you're gonna read, like, if you missed the game yesterday, you missed an instant classic. If you were not in front of the TV, you just wasted your whole life. I'm like, motherfucker.
Damn it, Bobby. School Ghost. Is that a show?
School Ghost?
I've never heard. I know there's a show called Ghost, which I started watching. It's a comedy I think on CBS that it's the whole season's on there. And it's these people, they move into this house, and there's a bunch of ghosts that live there from different generations. And so the ghosts don't want them to live there. It's funny. It is a funny show because the ghosts try to scare them away, and only the girl sees them, and then finally they keep them. What is that show Alex was talking about?
Oh, Reacher.
Reacher.
Yeah.
The guy I think that should play Batman. I think that guy would play an awesome Batman.
You know, will be awesome. I mean, I don't know. Have they identified who's going to be the next Bond or not yet?
Not yet. I think they sold the Bond, so they're trying to figure it out.
They're trying to figure out, see what they're going to do. Okay.
Yeah. All I know is not everybody's going to be happy. You know, they're never happy. I think AJ was, and maybe I'm wrong, but did you ever watch a High School and the Ghost? Never heard of this show. But I'll look at it, Mom. I'll look it up. But do you ever watch Harry Potter?
AJ,
right?
And Jamila, yes. They've watched Harry Potter countless of times.
So Audrey, her friend started watching it, or her friends watched it and was telling Audrey about it. And I told Audrey, I said, well, sit down and watch it. I've watched it. It's great. It's a great story. It's fun. It's a good story. So she finally watched it. Of course, she's sending me text messages throughout the day at work. Like, oh my God, Dumbledore. Oh, but anyway, talking about casting, they're going to do a new Harry Potter on HBO. It's a reboot. It's different. John Lithgow's going to play Dumbledore. There's a show called Chaos on Netflix. The one who played Harry's going to play McGonagall. They haven't cast the kids yet, but Severus Snape, it was Alan Rickman, who was phenomenal. He's a great actor. He passed away. They casted an African American actor, black actor, and people were going nuts. You know, I'm like, dude, just enjoy the story. What are we doing?
Yeah, man. That's a different version.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. What are you gonna go crazy? Because I know that's what they're doing with Bond. You know, it's like, because people are like, oh, Idris Elba or this guy. It's whoever they cast, they're gonna hate. So it doesn't matter.
And supposedly they wanted to go with a younger Bond because
School Spirits. No, I haven't heard.
Oh, that's the show.
I go, oh no,
no, I don't know about that.
But yes, okay. What were you saying?
That I think one of the holdups was that they were trying to get a younger Bond because they want to obviously to sign him to a 3 or 4 picture deal like they do with every James Bond. So I don't know, but I mean, what young actor? I don't know.
This is where I stand on that. The guy who just played Superman, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think he would be good. You sign him to 3 to 4 year deals. Tom Holland, no, he's too small. I don't believe Tom Holland. I can see him as Spider-Man because Spider-Man's a teenager.
Yeah.
But Tom Holland wouldn't be. Oh, wait. Are you talking about Loki? No. The guy who played Loki? That's Hiddleston. If you're talking about Holland, no, not Holland at all. No. Give me Superman. That dude, he could do it. He's been in Mission Impossible. He loves signing on for multiple films. Just roll with that. Good enough? Maybe? No? All right.
Perfect.
We should get an American actor, full on America, everything America from this stage.
Everything.
Anywho, all right. Just about wrap it up. But don't forget, guys, we'll be back on Thursday night, 9:00. Bring on Henry. There you go. See? We'll be back on next week. Well, maybe this week, right? Because it's Monday. We'll be back on Thursday night. And then, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you to join us for the NFL draft. Again, the NFL draft is on Thursday, April 24th. Yeah, thank you, you piece of, finally, shows it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, heart this. And but don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. So when it's draft night, you're okay, Alex. When it's draft night, wow.
She went there. She went there.
Watch the draft and enjoy it with us and react with us as we go live. Alex, any final thoughts for wrap it up?
No, man, I'm just trying to get out of here, bro. I want to watch the end of this goddamn game, and you held me here for 15 minutes hostage. You, man.
I think we should end it with God Bless America.
There you go. Beautiful.
Or let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready?
Let's go. Amazing.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Combate, corre, váyame.
Here it is. All right, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in for another episode of East Century Boys. We'll see you all next week, or at the end of this week. Like and subscribe.
Peace.
Good night, Miami.
Yo, gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds